Just let me know once the screen is visible to you all, children. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this poem, yesterday we had done the introduction of this poem, right? And in that we saw when was this poem written? Can anybody tell me what was the
Ma'am,
time?
during the Vietnam War.
During the war. Okay. And later on, initially when this poem was written, it did not had that much of popularity. Slowly and gradually, people started knowing this, and then it was included in 2 movies also. Which movies? Can anybody?
Monkeys and
12 Monkeys and
Good Morning with Vinod.
very good, very good. See, 12 Monkeys and Good Morning Vietnam. Okay, and who is the poet of the poem? Can anybody tell me? It is?
Louis Armstrong.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. Who's the poet?
Bob and George.
Yes, Bob and George. And what role?
Louis Armstrong, ma'am.
Yes. Arnav, you said something, beta?
Oh, I said Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong. Okay, Louis Armstrong is what?
The singer.
He sang the song.
He is the singer, but the poet is who?
Bob and George.
Okay, so please do not get confused, all right? All right, let's I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, scared night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow so pretty in the sky are also on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They are really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I will never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. It's a very beautiful poem, isn't it? Yes, children, which it is a poem which the yesterday as we heard, it is a poem which brings hopes, and it also inspires millions of people. It had inspired millions of people, isn't it? Am I audible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is very simple poem. I see trees and of green, red roses too. So if you can you just imagine, this poem is full of imagination. Just try to imagine. You can see, beautiful green trees with red roses, and I see them bloom for me and for you. So early in the morning when you'll see, lots of trees. Now also when we are traveling, we see the world is so beautiful, isn't it? And then I think for myself that what a wonderful world we are living in, isn't it? And then after describing the greenery, after describing the roses, the poet goes on to describe the blue skies and white clouds of white. And it is showing what? It's just a bright, blessed day. Okay, the dark scared night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world it is. So in the first stanza, if you'll see, he's describing the greenery. In the second stanza, he's describing the clouds, the blue skies, and then he's describing the day. The day looks so blessed. We don't know, it would be the last day, all right? So he is so happy that every morning is a new beginning, isn't it, children? Now, the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. So he's saying we can see the rainbows also, and those rainbow colors, okay, colorful people face he can make out even on the faces of the people, right? And then he's also describing, then he can see people shaking their hands and asking each other, how do you do? But for him, he says that for me it really means that maybe they are saying I love you. And then towards the last paragraph, the poem is describing the babies. All right, he says that I can hear the babies crying today. They are very infant, they're babies, but tomorrow they'll grow, and when they will grow tomorrow, maybe they'll have more knowledge than whatever I know, right? Whatever knowledge I have. And then he says, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world it is. Have you all understood the poem, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your opinion? How do you like this poem?
I've heard this poem before.
Sorry?
I have heard this poem
You
before.
have heard this poem before, but then how do you feel? What are your feelings when you hear this poem one more time? What did it bring any emotions to you when listening to this poem? How
Yes,
you all
ma'am.
feel? What
Joy
what?
and
I've heard the song.
Yes, the joy
positive thoughts.
and positive thoughts, isn't it? All right. Now, would you all like to do the quiz, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Right. Let's do the quiz. What's the mood of the song? Is it pessimistic, optimistic, or gloomy?
Gloomy.
Gloomy, ma'am.
Gloom.
What are pessimistic people and optimistic people?
Ma'am, I was going to search that.
sad
only.
and good, like
Okay.
positive and sad.
Okay, so what do you think? What does gloomy mean?
Gloomy means sad.
Sad.
Okay, so now tell me, what is the poem, the mood of the poem?
Optimistic.
Mistake.
Optimistic.
Optimistic is what?
Ma'am, I'm searching.
Right.
Expecting good things to happen.
Optimistic. And pessimistic? Come on.
Ma'am,
So just opposite of it.
It is the opposite of it. True. Okay, so what would be your answer, children?
Optimistic.
Optimistic.
All right, let's try if you all are right or wrong. Wow, you all got the answer correctly. So I hope now you learn a new vocabulary today, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is, what is the theme of the song? The
The
world
world is
wonderful,
The
World is
wonderful.
wonderful.
is not wonderful, or none of the above.
Ma'am,
The
first
world
one.
is
The
wonderful.
first one.
The world.
Okay, what is the first one?
The world is
The
the
world
world
is
is
wonderful.
wonderful.
Okay, okay. Let's freeze that and check if you all are right or wrong. True. Okay, so let me just read the options first and then you all can give the answers. Okay, children, wait for me to complete.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, so next question. What was Lewis's purpose in making this song? Why did Lewis make this song? To show hope and optimism, to show, same it is almost, to show pessimism and none of the above.
Ma'am,
To
the
show
first
To show
hope
one.
and
hope and
optimism.
optimism.
Yes,
The first one.
yes, to show hope and optimism. Let's freeze that and check if you all are right. Wow, very good, very good. So let's go on to the next question now. Who is the author of the poem, What a Wonderful World?
Ma'am,
The
Bob,
first
George
three.
and Tim.
George. Ma'am, first
Bob,
three.
George and Tim. Ma'am, the first three.
First three.
You want me to click on all the three?
Yeah,
Yes,
ma'am, it is
ma'am.
multiple choice.
Okay, let's see. Very good, very good. Okay, so it was purposely given to confuse you all. Okay, I hope you all are clear now. Who's the author of the poem? You might get this question in your even in your exams, children. Last question, let's see. The writers of the poem wanted to spread the message of peace, or peace, unity, and hope. Is it
Yes,
true?
ma'am.
True, ma'am.
True, ma'am.
First, ma'am.
Yes, true. So, very good, all of you. Keep it up. All right, so we'll stop here for today, and shall we discuss the question? This is not there. We'll just do it orally then, children. Y'all can read out the questions and I'll discuss the answers with you. Yes, what's the first question?
What are the main colors reflected in the poem?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
F-
What do you
first
think these colors indicate?
Yes, first half of the question says, what are the colors indicated in this particular poem? What colors are there? Who will tell me?
Green, red,